What I'm about to say is just really a sad indictment of our society. It's extremely common. In fact, the last, let's say, 8 cases I've given evidence in the High Court, the children have been murdered by either a step-parent, a biological parent, or someone who's a caregiver. So it's a vast majority of the cases where children are actually harmed and murdered by people who are well known to them and are in positions of caregiving. And what's interesting about this case is it highlights the vulnerability of boy children, and it also highlights the fact that women can be violent offenders as well. Because in the 8 cases I've seen, there's been an equal level of violence or complete disinterest by both genders. So it doesn't appear that the violence perpetrated on children by those who care for them is actually gendered, either in terms of the victims nor of the offenders.
Yeah, but Luke, I suppose the big question is, why would someone do something like this? From your work and your experience, what actually drives someone, especially a close relative, to commit such an extreme crime and such violence against a young child? I mean, Luke, he was only 11 years old.
Look, I don't think there's any reason for anybody to commit such levels of violence against anybody, let alone a caregiver against a small child. But the nature of the relationship, so when they say close relative, once the nature of the relationship is revealed, it'll give us more of an insight into potential motives. Because in cases I've seen, for example, one that we have got a judgment coming up at the moment, is the allegation is that the stepmother murdered the daughter to get back at the husband. Or in another case, I had the husband murdered the child to get back at the mother. So, you know, it tends to be people who see the child as some kind of token of trade or bargaining or revenge, or, you know, kind of some kind of message to another, you know, to another person. So it tends to be in intimate relationships as opposed to in sort of close family relationships. So until we know so that's the cases I've given evidence in. It's largely what my research is based on. But until we know what the relationship is, it's a little bit difficult to speculate on a motive.